Hello students, today we will start with the alternating current, and alternating current when it is applied to resistor, inductor and capacitor. So how the resistors they are going to behave, inductor they are going to behave, and capacitor are going to behave to when we apply alternating current to these elements that we are going to see. So we'll start with first topic, that is alternating current to the resistor. Now AC circuit with a pure resistor. So you can see here we have considered one resistance here. This is resistor, and this is a source of EMF, alternating EMF, and in which alternating EMF is given by the equation E is equal to E naught or epsilon naught sine omega t. So this is the EMF which we are applying. Now we know that using Ohm's law, if this is the voltage which we have applied, the current flowing through the circuit, the alternating current that will start flowing through the circuit having resistor R, and that current can be written as V over R, voltage over resistance. So here this is the alternating voltage or EMF over resistance. So this value of the current we can find out using this equation, and now substituting the value of the EMF, that is epsilon naught sine omega t, we will get this equation, and this expression can be written as I naught sine omega t, where I naught is epsilon naught over R, or simply R is what? That is epsilon naught over I naught. Epsilon naught is the peak value of the EMF and I naught is the peak value of the current flowing through the circuit. Now one very important thing you can see from here, the sine omega t, epsilon or EMF is sine omega t. You can see here this is sine omega t, current is also sine omega t. You cannot see any phase. Here argument is omega t, here also argument is omega t. You can't see any phase difference between the EMF and current. So one very important point we can note here, EMF and current, they are in the same phase. So if you want to see the graphical representation of current and EMF, they would be in the same phase. So you can see both of the current and EMF, they are going to vary in the same phase. This red line is representing current, this blue is representing EMF. Obviously the magnitude of current is what? That is EMF over R. So it is little bit smaller than the peak value of the EMF. So both of, when your EMF is at the maxima, current is also at the maxima. When EMF is at the zero, current is also at the zero. Means both of the waves, they are going to flow in the circuit in the same phase. And the phasor diagram will see, you can see this is the phasor for the EMF, and the phasor of the current is also coinciding with the phasor of the EMF. There is no phase angle between the two. So both of them, they have the same phase angle, that is omega t. So important points from this topic are the current and the EMF, they are in the same phase, and the resistance, that is the opposition offered to the flow of the current, is what? This is epsilon naught over I naught. That is maximum peak value of EMF and peak value of the current. Next, we are going to next topic, that is AC circuit with a pure inductor. When we have applied AC to an inductor, you can see this is an inductor here, L is the self-inductance of the inductor, and the EMF applied is epsilon naught sine omega t. So this is the EMF which we have applied here, epsilon naught sine omega t. Now we know that, as you see, this EMF is continuously changing in its magnitude as well as in its direction. So when alternating EMF or current is flowing through this inductor, then EMF is induced in the inductor and its magnitude is minus L times di over dt. So this we already know. Now, in order to maintain the flow of current, the applied EMF must be equal and opposite to the induced EMF. If you want that the steady current will keep flowing through the inductor, then we have to apply equal and opposite EMF, which is the induced EMF. So applied EMF would be L times di over dt. Now substituting the value of the applied EMF is epsilon naught sine omega t. So that we are going to substitute here. Now from this equation, we want to find out the expression of the current, means what is the value of the current which is going to flow in the inductor when we have applied the alternating EMF to the inductor. So you can see from here we have calculated di is epsilon naught over L sine omega t dt. Now what is I? You will integrate this expression. Epsilon naught over L, they are the constant physical quantities. Now if you will integrate sine omega t, what you will get? Minus cos omega t over omega. So omega is written here. So what we are getting for the current I is epsilon naught over omega L minus cos omega t. And you see minus cos omega t can be written as sine of omega t minus pi by 2. Using the trigonometric formula, you can write minus cos omega t as sine omega t minus pi by 2. Now you can see one very important thing, I naught I have written here. What is I naught? I naught is this term. I naught is epsilon naught over omega t. And you see in the last expression what we had written, I naught was epsilon naught over R. So R was a resistance of the resistor we are using. But now omega L is being used in place of resistance. Resistance is what? That was the opposition to the flow of the current. And here also this omega L can be compared as the opposition to the flow of alternating current in an inductor. So this opposition is equivalent to resistance. Resistance is because of the collisions of the electrons with the ions, but omega L is again the opposition to the flow of the current, but here the phenomenon is different. This is because of the self-inductance of the inductor. Current is again being opposed by the inductance of the inductor, and so we can say this is also opposition. So Ohm's law, generalized form, what we can write? Current is equal to voltage over opposition. So this opposition is given a new name, that is inductive reactance. This omega L is inductive reactance and it is represented by XL. L is for the inductive reactance, omega L, and this can be written as epsilon naught over I naught. So, and the SI unit of inductive reactance is also ohm. And very important thing, you can see here the epsilon is sine omega t, but current is sine omega t minus pi by 2. So here you can see there is a phase difference between current and EMF. Now you can see here current is lagging behind by a phase of pi by 2. So current is lagging behind by a phase of pi by 2 radians. Now let us see the graphical representation of the current and the voltage or EMF. So you can see here current is lagging behind by a phase of pi by 2. So when the this EMF is at 0, then current is at minus pi by 2, or it is minus I naught. So you can see there is a phase difference of pi by 2. Current is lagging behind by a, so whatever the value of EMF we are getting at any instant of time, the current is going to acquire the same type of value after a phase of pi by 2. So current is lagging behind by a phase of pi by 2. Phasor diagrams, if you want to see, this is the phasor for the EMF, but current is lagging behind by a phase of pi by 2. So there is the phase angle between the two vectors. That angle is pi by 2. Anti-clockwise direction, we know that that is considered as positive. So now if you see both of the vectors, they are rotating, this angle, this current phasor will remain at pi by 2 degrees, or sorry, pi by 2 radians with the EMF. So it will lag behind continuously. So important points from this topic, let me explain once again. So one very important thing is current lags behind EMF by pi by 2 radians. Very important thing. And second thing, we have derived inductive reactance for the inductor. When AC is applied to the inductor, that is omega into L, and unit of inductive reactance is also ohm. So these are 3 important points we have written here in this derivation. Next is when AC is applied to a capacitor. Let us consider we have a capacitor and the same EMF is being applied to this capacitor, that is epsilon naught sine omega t. So we know that in case of capacitor, the charge is C into V, but V here is EMF which we are applying, and that is C into epsilon naught sine omega t. Now if you want to find out the current is what? Current is rate of change of charge which is flowing through the capacitor. So dq over dt is the current. So we need to calculate the current in each of the 3 elements. You can see what we are doing here, we are just applying the EMF, and then we are trying to find out the value of the current, and then we can derive the different physical quantities we require. So current, simply what we are going to do here, we are differentiating the charge. Charge is C epsilon naught sine omega t. So we are differentiating C epsilon naught is constant, and what we are doing here, sine omega t, differentiation of sine omega t is what? This is cos omega t into omega. So I am writing one more step here. So what you will get when you are going to differentiate it, C epsilon naught sine, differentiation is cos omega t into omega. Now you see this C into omega, they are the multiplier of epsilon naught, but what I want, we want that it should be epsilon naught over the opposition in that form. So this can be written as epsilon naught over 1 over omega c. So this can be written like this. So this 1 over omega c can be compared with the opposition to the flow of the current. So this term is written as I naught, and cos omega t can be written as sine omega t plus pi by 2, where I naught is epsilon naught over 1 over omega t, and this is what? This is again the opposition to the flow of the alternating current, and this is called capacitive reactance. So in all the 3 cases, what we are doing here, we are finding the value of the current and we are comparing it with Ohm's law using the formula epsilon over opposition. So in first case, opposition was resistance. In case of inductor, opposition was inductive reactance, and in case of capacitor, this opposition is capacitive reactance. So capacitive reactance is what? This is 1 over omega c. So this is the capacitive reactance, and the SI unit is again ohm, because this is again the opposition to the flow of the current. And you can see here one again the phase angle of pi by 2 has been introduced. So but current here is leading, this is plus pi by 2. So current is leading the EMF by pi by 2 radians. So you can see the graphical representation. So current is leading here by a phase of pi by 2. Phasor diagram that can be seen here. The EMF that will lag behind, but the current would be leading. So you have to show the current as a leader. So it is leading, and this EMF is now lagging behind by an angle of pi by 2. So this is the case when we have applied AC to a capacitor. And here important things are, the current leads the EMF, and what very important thing is capacitive reactance 1 over omega c. So two things we have obtained from here, they are very important. The capacitive reactance is 1 over omega c, and in this current is leading the EMF by a phase of pi by 2 radians. So this is all for today's lecture. Thank you.